Hello, YouTube.
Hello, hustlers. I don't know if this is working. So if it is working, you could probably say something, let us know that it's working. I don't know. I don't see anyone in the room.
So this is why everybody always looks like an idiot.
Well, I think there's one person in the room.
Hello.
Hello from New York. Okay, I think people are starting to...
Ay, Dios mío.
That was...
We need to learn a thing or two.
There's several things that we need to learn or two. Sorry to keep everybody waiting.
Oh my God, it's 1:10. I'm nervous when
You're sweating.
No, I'm nervous when I'm late to being early.
Yes.
I'm always like an hour early for everything.
Me too. So again, apologies for technical issues. This is our first time ever doing anything like this. So we are gonna...
Hello, Vermont.
Hello, Vermont. Yeah, you can see. I can't see.
Ginger Bedell.
I'm not wearing my glasses. How is the sound? Let us know if the sound... Hello, Tennessee. Let us know if the sound is okay, because we watch some live streams and it's kind of like...
We got CJ Creative here.
Oh, did we really? Gosh, we're
and
fancy.
Trisha. Oh my God, hi.
Oh my gosh. Welcome everybody to our first ever AMA. We get a lot of questions. As you know, I'm the one who takes care of most of the Instagram, YouTube. I respond on the comments 99% of the time, and Chip does not. And a lot of questions I get are actually for Chip, which I have to wait till I get home and bug him and see if he can answer some of those questions. I know a lot of questions have been coming towards Chip and towards myself, so we thought we would just do a nice little A.
It's free.
It is free, but I'm just a fast talker in general.
What are you, from New York?
I'm from New York. It's all right. It's all right. So,
all right. So there was a question that you handed me yesterday, and I forget what it is. It was, I know, your battery's low too.
My battery's low. Just some people are IMing me saying that, hey, are you guys live or whatchamacallit? So I'm just making sure everybody knows.
Oh, hey, Chris, you are here. Mr. Blocker's here.
Mr. Blocker, Mr. Chris Blocker. So he found us, and he was one of the ones that said, hey, I don't think things are working out now. And I'm letting Sam know that we are live as well.
Okay, so anyway, my question from yesterday.
Yeah, what was your question from yesterday?
That's what you were supposed to give me.
I was supposed to give you the question from yesterday. Let me go to my Instagram real quick, you all. Give me a second, please.
Yes, honeys.
Yeah.
Was that supposed to be? Is the U next to the A?
GGman70 yesterday asked Chip a question. If a gentleman, not us, if a gentleman was inclined to get out their sewing machine and play around with it, what would the chipster suggest to do during this exercise? Cheat fabric and just play around with stitches, or actually do a simple project? I did sew an awful pair of shorts once in freshman year, home ec. Keep in mind, a cheap brother from Sears, cheaper than machine from Sears, we got a couple years ago for Halloween costumes.
Let me say that again.
Boom.
Okay, so first off, GGman70, and actually he was active 1 hour ago.
Ta-da.
So he just wants to dip his toes in the pool a bit. And so like I was marinating on this question, and it really doesn't matter what you make for your first project. I don't think so. What you're going to need to want to do is first learn your sewing machine. You want to learn how to do a straight stitch and be consistent with it. So I think a fun project is just cut up scraps of whatever fabric you have that you're willing to experiment on in all kinds of directions. And it doesn't matter if you can find 2 pieces of fabric in whatever shape they are and just marry them. You're going to sew a straight line, open it up, iron it, because you want to get into the practice of ironing, and then just keep adding and adding and adding in any direction that you want, as long as you're always sewing straight lines. And eventually, and you're ironing between each step. But eventually you can just square it off and you have whatever, it's an art quilt really, or an art piece of fabric. And then if you made 2 of those, then maybe your next project could be making a little bag.
Oh, no, like project bag.
A little project bag. But like, just like, don't give yourself any rules and think, oh my God, I'm going to mess up. Just experiment. And it really, I think it's freeing when you know that there's no right or wrong, that you're just putting pieces of fabric together.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's a perfect idea. My first project that I made with you was a bag, a little bear bag that you can keep some all kinds of stuff in it. It's only, what, 12 inch?
We didn't fight.
Why would we fight?
Come on, please. What are you talking about?
Exactly. No, but I think that's great advice for a first project.
Yeah, I would, and I think for me, I need your thumb. I think for me, doing something like that, just you're not trying to emulate anybody else's work, and you just like let your imagination go. Oh, these colors and this pattern on the fabric can do this, and you're learning to handle the fabric. You're learning to kind of have an artist's eye, and it's not about like trying to come up with this traditional block. Just run with your imagination.
It's kind of like knitting a scarf your very first time, because it's something kind of simple and easy, and if you do kind of screw it up, it's not that big a deal. Did you guys see Bob's Burgers, I think, Christmas episode when Linda taught herself to knit and they had to knit a scarf? It made me chuckle many, many times. Bob and Linda knitted a scarf. So if you have the Hulu and don't usually watch Bob's Burgers, it is
the
Hulu. It is kind of a fun knitting episode. So I think it was the Christmas or holiday episode. I don't have my glasses
CJ
on.
says just learn your tools and have fun, which I totally agree with.
Learn your tools and have tools.
And he was asking about try out different stitches. If your machine is more than a straight stitch, totally. Just try out different stitches. Like one that's good is a blanket stitch, which it looks like a very wide toothed comb that it just gives it like a handmade look to it. There's ones that give you more of a ribbon effect. I mean, just play with it. And then you're going to like, oh, when you're actually doing a project, you can go back and say, oh, there's that stitch that would make this look really cool.
Yeah, I get it.
So now, CJ, I got a question for you. Do you go by CJ or
it takes people time.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh my God, is your heart beating?
Sorry, my pillow's in the way. Did you ever see the Mariah Carey, for the people that are our age, the Mariah Carey cribs way back in the day when she had all these pillows? I think that's what we're trying to copy right now.
Okay, so you might be wondering why we have all this. Why is there so many white ass pillows? And the reason is Macy's had a banging sale. These were like $80 pillows that we got for like $23 each. And are you trying to be nonchalant about the Fiber Hustle cups?
It's like when you get the subliminal messages.
Yes. Yes, maybe we should, when we actually get a logo, we'll be like, yes. Delicious. Is that hot cocoa?
It is hot cocoa.
All right. So anyway, Macy's had a big sale, and now I've got to cover them.
So we got six of them.
And they're just the perfect, they're like a down alternative, and they're nice and fluffy. They keep bouncing back their shape. We've had them for a couple weeks now and are already using them, and they're naked.
Yeah, they need a little bit of work.
But now, so here's the thing, is like, do I, Trisha Smith, she went all fancy now and put some highlighting on our name. But you know what? I love it. So I got to come up with a pillow idea, which is like, do they all matchy match, or do they?
I think they should quilty quilt.
Quilty quilt.
Yeah.
Your one requirement was that the feathers don't poke you.
Oh yeah, I hate when feathers.
But these don't have feathers.
It starts coming out at you and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so like I don't know if I want to go matchy. Most of the fabrics I like are rainbow inspired, and not because of the whole LGBTQ, PNOP, all that stuff. It's because I love color. And here in Seattle, there's like no color.
It's a lot of white now because it snowed. We got like 12 inches of snow.
No, more.
Did we really get more? 12 inches of snow, which is a song by a gentleman in Canada many years ago. Informer. Never mind.
Wait.
We missed a question.
Yeah, there's a question here from Wild Sam. Yay, Fiber Hustle. Aaron, do you have your pencil?
My pencils are upstairs. Wild Sam is one of our friends who every time she goes on vacation, she gets me pencils. And I literally have a whole container of pencils this big.
There's from Hershey Park.
Pencils from Hershey Park, Simpsons.
LA.
All over the world. And for my 40th, many years ago, she got me a pencil that is literally 4 foot long, and it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I can't see whose name that is, but thanks, Sam.
Wait. Oh, Carrie's here.
Oh, good.
We love some Carrie. We're always talking about you, Carrie, of the Creative Obsession. And Lisa McDowell. I think like 2 of them are like our primo. You're going to get some stickers soon.
Lisa, Carrie, Vicky, Topher. We do have a question. I can't see who the name is, though. It says,
Which of you spends most on materials? Devilish, how do you block somebody from this channel?
Yeah, let's talk about which one of us does spend more on materials.
You know what? I am newer into my career. I don't look like. Do you ever watch?
Newer? You started before I did. I started because you started dragging me to these places.
But when I go to these places, I win. I win stuff.
You win stuff at the regular stores?
At Joann's?
Yes.
When you bring a coupon.
When you bring a coupon, everybody is a winner. I would say you, definitely.
Of course, me.
Yeah, I'm a saver, and I got a
yarn is what is it? I mean, go out in the back and get some sheep.
I would love my own little sheep. But yeah, it's definitely Chip is the one who spends the most.
Carrie just said, Chip, you make bigger things. Naturally, it costs more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, Carrie, I had something to tell you. You had a video from like a year ago. It was one of your table runners and doing the triangles. I started it, and then I realized I didn't have enough of my fabric. It was with the little Christmas trees, but I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to go to your video was great. I loved it. So I just wanted to let you know that people are watching and learning from you. I wish you would do more videos. I know you're busy with the dog, and I hope the dog's okay. Yeah. She got a new puppy, too.
I saw that. The puppy's adorable from the pictures she added in of her last. Yeah, The Creative Obsession. Check out her podcast. We love it. So should you. Let's see if there's any more questions. The snow pics is beautiful. Thank you. Love you. Thank you, Lisa.
CJ also loves Carrie.
The Creative Obsession. Trying to see if there's any other questions.
I'm a little concerned. Roberto, he wants to snuggle.
I'm sorry, I can't see that far. I want to snuggle. If we, this is reserved for Seamus.
Yeah, where is that cat?
Snuggling is fun. What else is there?
Chevy Row. Oh, the party has arrived.
Oh my gosh, the party has started since she is here.
Okay, I got my Red Bull. What time is it there? Do you got your Coors Light?
She is Shabazz. She's so fancy. I'm trying to think what else. Speaking of...
Oh, she's got a martini.
Oh, fancy. Speaking of buying things, this week I kind of bought some things. I'll just show real quick since we're at that kind of point. So I walked into the Nifty Knitter, which is one of our local yarn stores, and I passed this. I don't know if the color is going to come out. And I just had to have it. It's a hedgehog fiber, which I never worked with hedgehog fibers before, But you guys, I wish you could see like the pure color in this. It's like black and some yellows and all that good stuff. And then I had to buy his brother who went with him. They're exact same colorway, but obviously this one is more dark. And then I just kept on going. I had to get this blue one, and then I had to get this gray one. And I think with these colors, if you could see them, I am going to make I think it's the Shockwave shawl.
Let me see the tag.
The
tag's all nice and shiny.
I know. From Hedgehog Fiber. Let me see if I have it here. Give me a second.
So this is sock yarn.
This is sock yarn, yes. I'm not as afraid of sock yarn as I used to be. But I think I'm going to make this. Has anybody attempted this or tried to make it? It's a free pattern from Hedgehog's Fiber. And I'm kind of really loving it.
I really like this one best.
The blue one?
It's got every color in this.
Yeah.
It's predominantly a dark, like a darker blue, but it's got, can I take the paper off?
I really didn't.
Okay.
No, you can take it off. Take it off.
No, because I want to see this sucker. How do you do this? Do you not break the thing?
No, you can break it. Oh, yo, you're going for it.
You said to open it.
I meant take.
Yeah. And it's twisting. Oh, there it is.
Oh my gosh.
This wants
gorgeous?
to be. What is this? A hank?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Well, I'm done.
he's done. He's done.
Look at that. That is awesome. Oh, Carrie, your latest what was that? A cowl?
Yes, the one that's all. Yeah,
we loved it, and it looked great on you.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm a little behind. Aaron, what are you wearing? Show us your scarf and hat from Trisha Smith. Trisha, I am wearing. This is the Hatch hat I made. I showed it in a couple of podcasts, and it's like I think my favorite hat now. And it is whose pattern is it? It's a Brooklyn tweed pattern. And I made it out of a DK yarn weight by Madeline Tosh. I don't remember the actual color. And my shawl is one of my first things I ever made, the Boneyard shawl by Stephen West, which is also a free pattern. And this is made out of Larna's laces. It's super warm. That's why I'm wearing it right now. Larna's laces. I forget what the colorway is. It's something, what?
Roberto says, don't forget to hit the like button.
It's something with Christmas is in the title. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
This is so soft.
Smack them up on Christmas. I forget what it is. But yeah, Lorna's laces. And it's probably the warmest shawl I've ever made. And it's fabulous.
Okay, so Chris says Christmas at Downton is the colorway.
Is that what it is? Yes, because Chris, I think, knows this company. So thank you, Chris.
Welcome, Ashley.
I love Ashley. She's great too. Why aren't you knitting?
Wait. Somebody, CJ said Carrie wants to know, how did we meet?
Okay.
Picture it.
Picture
Seattle.
This
2008.
I just got off the plane to Ohio. From Ohio.
Did you really?
Yeah. I just got off a plane. My friend said, hey, come drink. It's when I drank a bit.
So if you've ever been to Capitol Hill in Seattle,
a glorious place called The Cuff.
So The Cuff is it's not like the Eagle, but it's like, it's dank and dirty, and it's big. They got a dance floor, a couple different bars. Then there was a patio bar. It was summertime.
Forget, picture it. 80 degrees. Summertime.
It was August. It was like a week after my birthday.
It was August 17th.
I don't want to get specific.
Sunday, August 17th, around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was there probably on my 6th beer, and I looked over, and I said, that boy's kind of funny looking and cute.
So his friend walks over to me and says, oh, you should come over and meet my friend. And I'm like, with my drink, I'm like, okay. And I just was like, I'm not all up for the meet and greet. So then like a half hour, an hour later, he comes over and he goes, oh, you should really come meet my friend. He wants to meet you. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, not going to meet anybody. So then later, I
in
had
the
to go.
bathroom.
I had to go up to the dog run through the dog. They call it the dog run. It's just this little path. I'm coming up the dog run, going to hit the bathroom, and all of a sudden he's coming out. I'm like, oh,
yeah, he was shook. He saw this tall, at the time, skinny drink of water.
You were very, very good looking back then. I mean, what do you say?
Cheese and rice back then. I remember I had my Megadeth shirt on. You had a green baseball cap on.
Oh, I don't want to get into the details.
Yeah, so we talked that night. Then we went on our first date on August 22nd. We went to a place called The Garage. We played pool and had grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh, and you were trying out this handlebar mustache and trying to be creepy.
I am creepy. Delicious. No, yeah. So then we started dating, and this is August, and around October it became exclusive. And he goes, "You can't break up with me now because you can't break up with someone before the holidays."
Nope. So you guys, there's only a couple more weeks, and then you're free if you need to get going.
Yeah, so before Valentine's Day. So
no, after Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So that's how we met. All good. Let's see if there's anything else. You guys live so awesome. Thank you.
Sam wants to know, where is Seamus?
Seamus is upstairs. I mean, if you
all right, this is getting.
What have you done?
Nothing. It's still where it was. It just looks a little weird.
No, I don't understand how this. Oh, Charles.
Is that a bad thing?
This isn't even a circle anymore.
It is. Oh, what are you doing?
Serenity now. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. Carrie wants to know what made you want to quilt, knit, and crochet.
I'll let you go first because I might have an episode.
He's gonna have a BF.
I'm gonna have a BF.
I'm sorry. Here's the paper.
Thank you.
Apparently I done killed your Hank.
My Hank. You killed my Hank. You owe me a new Hank.
So what made me want to? So I was taking a class at UW on sustainability, and amongst our things, we had to carry around our garbage for a week. Any garbage that we made, whether it was recycling or not, we had to physically carry it and commute with this garbage. So that's the kind of class that's just trying to open you into new things. So I was in the right mindset when a friend took me to Lululemon, and like there's this much of a men's section and like this whole store for women. And I looked at one of the tags for the guys' shirts, and I'm like, I could do that. I mean, this shirt was like $110. It was made in Bangladesh, and I'm just like, there is no reason for all this. So I decided I can do that, and I asked for a sewing machine for my birthday, and I have been sewing ever since. I really enjoy it.
I was shocked. I'm like, I'm going to get him this dang thing, and it's just going to sit there.
Yeah.
And I was wrong, 100% wrong.
Yeah, and that was 4 years ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Almost 4 years ago. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And it was 4 years ago. And I started out like the first year just making clothes, but then as things got bigger, I realized that I didn't want to make clothes anymore. So I was like, I'll try a quilt. And then since then, I've been really into it.
Yeah.
What's your story?
My story. Now, so I got sick a few years ago, whatever, things happened. And I quit playing music for a short time, and I needed something artsy and to do with my hands. So I started going to Joann's and just different places, and I still have no interest in sewing. And even then,
you were tired of following me around the
tired of following. I was like sitting here. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in another place that requires me to be here because Chip doesn't like to go places alone.
Or after dark.
Especially in the wintertime. It sucks here because it's 4:30. It's dark. I'm not going out. Like it's
true.
4:30. So one day I picked up a loom and some yarn. I think it was clearance yarn. And said, I'm going to loom a hat. So I loomed a hat, and I was like, oh, that was kind of fun. Then I took a picture of it, put it on the Facebook, And then one of my friends was sick, had cancer. So she goes, hey, could you make me a hat? I said,
Was that with the loom still?
yes, with the loom still.
Yeah.
So I made her a hat. I actually made 5 hats, and I sent them all to her because she was in the hospital then. She's since no longer with us. But I said, keep 1 or 2 or whatever you want, then donate the rest to the hospital, which she said, okay, I'll totally do that. Then I said, well, I want to crochet you one. I want to kind of take up that because that's what I wanted to do. So then I started crocheting, really enjoyed it. So I crocheted for about a year or so, and I would send her some hats. I actually dropped off some hats at the doctor's office down the street. But for crochet, for scarves and hats, I like the look of them, but I really liked the look of like stockinette stitch. And I'm like, well, how can I get that with crochet? Which I think it's semi-possible, but it wasn't like 100% possible for the look. So I tried knitting many times. I would get frustrated. The cast on was all right, but going back the other way, it was just so tight. I would just have a rage quit and put it down, say, I can't do this. And I watched every single YouTube video of how to start knitting. And then I actually went and took 1 hour class at Joann's. It got me over the hurdle of going back and forth, back and forth. And since then, everything I do is pretty much on YouTube, from very pink knits or knit pearl hunter, all those stitches. So, and I just kind of fell in love with it. It was something to do with my hands. And now I'm back into music and back into doing stuff with my hands, because my hobbies all require hands: guitar, drums. I'm a green thumb, hate weeding, but I love planting and growing things. And yeah. And then podcasting, it's an outlet. I love to entertain. I'm not a storyteller like Chip's a storyteller.
I don't want to brag.
Yeah, I'm more of a you've seen my Instagram. I like to be I'm a little I mean, we have totally different humors. I'll do something, he's like, I don't understand what's happening here. Then
CJ, wait, listen to this. Calm down. CJ wants to know, Aaron, will we ever hear some of your music? And what is Chip in a song? And then Chip, what is Aaron in a song?
Oh gosh.
Okay.
I can't get no satisfaction as yours.
Oh, please.
High maintenance queen.
Okay, so you have different, like there's AM, then there's PM, and there's also seasons. So
Me?
yes.
Oh, am I seasonal?
So you're seasonal. So like in the winter, you are Portishead.
I love depressing music, especially in the fall and winter time.
And in the spring, you're more jazzy. You do like what's her name?
Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday.
I love Billie Holiday.
Actually, Aaron is vinyl, and I am silence.
he likes Sade and silence, and that is it. I play some music for him. What's this crap? What is this? I'm like, never mind. So that's why I try to listen to my records in peace, because he's always judging my music.
No, so we were at work the other day, and they wanted us.
Silence. Yes, Sam knows.
Sam knows. She bought me a Sade album for Christmas.
That was very nice of her. Yeah,
we listened to it.
We still listen to it.
I mean, come on. Sade deserves like a nice fall afternoon, glass of wine.
Yeah. As far as music, I'm mostly indie rock, not really top 40 person. I do have a little streak for Kylie Minogue. But
oh my God.
Rock and some
you want to see him flame out.
When Kylie comes on. Sorry. Yes, I love me some Kylie Minogue. But as far as my music, I don't know.
Yes, Aaron is a music library.
I am, like, if you're doing music trivia, get this guy, especially 80s hair metal. I'm your man. If you really want to check my music, I think you can probably go to, I'm a singer and guitar player for this. Sorry, a vocalist. I'm a vocal stylist, and I don't scream or anything. But Ed Wang and put in Bandcamp. So ED as in Ed Wang, W-A-N-G at Bandcamp. There's another one I think that's rap, but look for the one that you'll probably see my picture or face and stuff like that. Check out the song maybe Ohio, or
which was on the Travel Network.
No, my other band, we had some songs on Travel Channel.
Travel Channel. When I played drums for a band called The Broadcast Debut. So check out Ed Wang on Bandcamp. Look for the song Ohio, or Midnight Vocal Lessons in the Story of the Year. Those are pretty good ones. Thank you, Sam. She put a link in there.
Sam put a link in the thing. So yeah, like I said, I'm a vocal stylist. I think of singers of Sam Cooke, Aretha Franklin, stuff like that. But I grew up in the indie world where you didn't have to be the most pleasant of singers. So whatever. That's one of the arguments. One of the nights we were together for 3 years. And you're like, Aaron, you don't have a good voice, right?
Who said that?
You did. I was like,
no, I don't like it when you screech.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
I mean, and I know that is a thing. It's not my thing.
It's not your thing. So yeah, thanks for that question, though.
Okay, so Chip, did you ever start out? This is from Dervish. Is it Dervish? Dervish. Did you start out sewing by hand, or did you use a machine from the beginning? I used a machine straight from the beginning. It was a Brother $160 machine, which was perfectly fine. What I cannot do, and I mean, like, sometimes it's the basics that just get you. I am terrible at a slip stitch. Like sewing by hand, I am so terrible. And maybe I just need to force myself to do it more so that I get good at it. Because there's so many little projects that you have to finish by hand. Like I will never do the binding by hand. Never. Who's got time?
Never ever?
Never ever. Won't do it. I won't be putting any of my quilts in a show.
Why is that? Just because you don't want people to like? I'm not a big show person as far as judging, just because.
Oh no, I like being judged.
I don't. Well, I don't like. How can you judge art? That's my part. Because
the thing is I don't want to be critiqued. Like I want to be judged and then put a ribbon on me, but I don't want to be critiqued.
Like you're a cow. Just put a ribbon on me. Let me go. Let me walk. But what happens if you ever get on one of them shows? Like maybe there's a Project Runway for quilts someday.
Okay, so a year ago.
It wasn't even that long.
It wasn't like 6 months ago. We got a some kind of producer who reached out to me and said, "Hey, you should try out for this show. There's a new show coming that we're developing, and it's for people who sew, and they are amateurs." And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to try out. But I think it's the new Amazon with the Amazon produced with Tim and Heidi. And I'm glad because it's all fashion and I don't want to do clothes.
Yeah.
I wish we had like a quilting thing here in the US that was it was kind of like the BBC, the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah.
I wish we had that here.
Well, there's a knitting. So I went on YouTube one time. I thought there was going to be a great knitting, like the Great Knitting Challenge. I put it in, and there was 3 episodes of something that was in a different language. I think it was Norwegian. So I watched it as much as I could, but I'm like, I really wish I knew what the challenge was. But they were going and they were doing stuff, and it was cool, but I didn't know what word they were saying.
Is that the one where they said, "Take us to your darkest, saddest moment"?
Yeah. There was one that had subtitles, and they had to knit something in like their darkest, saddest moment. And the stories these people told.
I mean, about their children dying, their spouses dying.
And I was like, do we really want to do this?
And they have to make a project out of it.
Oh my gosh, it's terrible. We missed one. Between Stitches asked something or said something. Okay. Which designer styles do you gravitate to respectively?
Designer styles in our own craft?
Probably. Like in my everyday wardrobe, I don't have a designer t-shirt and jeans, but in my own craft, I'm really...
He likes Stephen West.
I do like Stephen West. I think because...
And you like Brooklyn Tweed?
Brooklyn Tweed. Like, I'm too, like, I don't know. I really like Stephen West stuff. Sometimes it's a little bit... the color choices. I like all his patterns, but sometimes he's a little out there. As you know, if you watch the show for a while, I don't get too crazy with color. I'm starting to allow myself to do that. But Stephen West patterns is a little bit more muted tone and less speckle, I'm all about. But if we can find some...
My sock was coming off.
I was like, what's going on there, buddy?
My sock was coming off.
Oh, a sock was coming off. So yeah, that kind of stuff. I'm still new enough to it that I'm kind of attracted to almost everything I see because I want to knit everything I see. But like I just did my first Hohe patterns. I use, as you saw, I knew she was a big name out there. I know the name Caitlin Hunter, but I don't know any of her patterns, so I don't even know if I'm attracted to that or not. Right now, I'm just kind of leaning towards, I don't know. I don't want to say men designers, not out of, not that that's not all I want to do, but like I said, every once in a while you want to see like yourself on TV. That's why I was kind of looking for male patterns and male designers, which I found like the Stephen West and stuff like that. So, and the Brooklyn Tweed stuff and Sharon Flood stuff. So, but yeah, this year I want to get more out there and even find people that have like 2 followers and just patterns that you don't always want to go for the big time guys. You go for the smaller people as well.
Because we're the little people.
Yeah, we're your favorite indie podcast, pretty much. Independent. I mean,
I love watching Fiber Hustle. We're fun.
Yeah, you love us or hate us. So whatever. Let me see your designing style.
Okay, so I love fabric wise. I love Allison Glass. I have got so much of her in my stash that I love, and she's, correct me if I'm wrong, she is with Andover Fabrics, and I love the quality of the fabric that they put together. I don't know what makes it better, other than like the feel for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just feels rich. And the colors are so vibrant. Some of them, I'm really enjoying the ones that are digitally printed now. Not so much just a layer of, ink that's dyed into the fabric, but it's like, and I think that's where a lot of the fabric manufacturers are going, is into more the, what did I just say? The digital printed. So I love Juicy Juice. And actually, you were the one who introduced me to him.
Yeah,
he's actually got it. He's also with Andover, and he just started his new line. I love. Oh God, what's her name? Elizabeth Hartman. I think it's Elizabeth Hartman. Yes, that's a good, Carrie. That's a great word. Dense fabric for Andover. But Elizabeth Hartman. She does a lot of the paper piecing designs, and they're just fun. And it actually got me. Where's my book? I brought something down. Oh.
There's some stuff that has fallen.
Oh, stuff that fell. So, there's the old-fashioned way of like measuring and then like going by different angle and layouts. Or you can go into paper piecing, and I'm starting to think like I want to learn how to take a really nice picture that I take, and let's say I see a sunscape, or a sunset, and there's landscaping or there's buildings. Like I want to start making more art quilts, and it's like if I could take the picture and dumb it down so that it's more blocky, where I can just make all these shapes. Like, all I have to do is learn how to design the pattern. I mean, I think that'd be totally fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing that I would love to do. Like, what inspires me is things that I've never seen before. I don't necessarily want to make like quilts like these for the rest of my life. Every now and then it's nice to have a traditional quilt hanging. Like I want to get one of those ladders that I can put all of my makes on instead of putting them in a bin.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to really want to do more art quilting, like something I've never seen before.
Yeah, I would do it. I would do it with you.
Oh, actually, you know what? And it's in here. So I brought some fabric that some of my favorite fabrics in my acquisitions, and I've got from Robert Kaufman some paint spatter. And I am thinking about, like, personally, no, I'm going to get a little political here, but personally, I am not into guns. I am so sick of reading the news about there's another shooting. There's, I mean, like, I'm not all about guns. And I really want to make some kind of graphic art quilt because I hate guns. So I've got some ideas that I'm going to run with that, but you love it or hate it. We all get to have an opinion.
Yeah.
And rather than like screaming at other people's, this is my way of voicing my concerns.
Yeah.
So there's that one. Who doesn't love some blood splatter? And what else? Oh, I actually have it in black too. Woohoo. I think it's going to be like a way crazy fun project. And I'll show you one more. If you guys watch the Stitch TV, the Stitch podcast for quilters, it's one of my favorite podcasts that I love to watch. And Lynn loves her some orange, so this made me think of her. But who was this? This is QT Fabrics, and this one's their Bohemian Rhapsody line. And I am just in love with the graphic print. Just like, to me, what inspires me are the fabrics and the colors and the just shapes and everything. So sorry, that was a long-winded answer.
That's fine. I'm just see what other questions came up.
Oh, so go ahead.
Let's see. Aaron, you should compose a theme song for your channel from Carrie. I've actually been kind of doing that for the last few months. We just have to come up with something that we both like because all my stuff's pretty awesome. But we got to make sure that
we want a proper logo.
We want a logo, but obviously a theme song probably would need to be 30 seconds or less just to keep people's attention. I rate mostly power pop. Here it is. So trying to think of how to make that interesting for the thing. Yes, Carrie made a note. Summer, hi guys. Have you seen your notification on your live stream? Great to see you. Thank you.
Lisa, we're not in bed. We're on the couch.
Yes, this is our couch. We're in the corner of our couch. Let's see. Is there a quote that you just posted on Instagram? It's incredible. Thank you, Z. She loved the quote that you posted on Instagram. I'm the one that took it out into the snow and took the pictures while he stayed warm and made his coffee. Ginger Esther, are you in a band now? I am not in a band now, but my old band's never officially broke up, so I'm hoping to play a few times in 2019. My bands are mostly original music, and we talked about doing something called Philip Flair. And so, the Lilith Fair Festival they have in the 90s, putting a spin on all those bands, calling it Philip Flair, and doing a mashup of some of those bands.
Maybe Sam can help you with the theme song.
Sam's awesome. Yes, she can help me with that. Nathan Taylor of the Sockmatician. Rob C says something about that, which I watched the Sockmatician. And over fabrics, I told you, my man, I was watching Two Guys in Bed. I told my man I was watching Two Guys in Bed. Sorry, we're just on the couch. And I can't see that far with my glasses.
Lisa sounds fun.
Lisa is very fun. Somebody, I think, earlier asked what my favorite yarn was. I personally do not have a favorite yarn at the moment. Just anything that's not itchy. I know what I like and I know what I don't like. I don't like that wool feeling that is itchy and
but sometimes you have to have that on a sweater.
True. And I'm not
should we do this in bed?
We could do this in bed next time.
It's actually, with all the pillows and everything, it looks very cozy.
It's very cozy. We could do like a John and Yoko thing. I have a book I can send you, Chip. Have your people call my people. Thank you, Carrie. Chip looking to, was that Jaqueline Garing? No, Jaquuie.
Where are you?
Right. It's Carrie, the creative session.
Jackie Garing.
Yes. Hooked on Needles.
So I will. So I'll have to look into Jackie Garing.
We're happy to keep you company, Hooked on Needles. Thank you for tuning in.
Chip, have you tried anything off of Spoon Power fabrics? So it's funny you mention that because I have looked at them, but I'm like nervous because they give you so many options. For those of you who don't know, Spoonflower will basically make any fabric you want custom made. So it's like, I mean, like they give you all kinds of options, and I think they're digital printers too, but you get is like to the T. I'm just very nervous about it. And it sounds expensive, but they even give you the prices right then and there. Like, okay, do you and you can do small orders. You don't have to be like this big manufacturer or like, oh, I'm a big box store. I need like how many bazillion yards of fabric. You can do very small, like a couple yards order and have custom made. So maybe I should, because then I could put designer on my resume.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, so I'm going to be fabric designer and pattern and fabric designer. I'll be the next Juicy Juice.
How about we have lawnmower?
What are you talking about?
Let's have lawnmower. Their pictures are incredible. I hope your coffee was delicious. Wow, thanks for ruining the couch illusion. Sorry, Rebecca or Stephanie, but I'm assuming it's Rebecca. Sorry we ruined it. Hi, Nitty Bro. Nitty Bro,
Yay.
Check out his podcast. He has I think he hasn't podcasted for a while, but he has great patterns and Ravelry. Pigeon? Yes. Pigeon. Yes. He has some good patterns on Ravelry. So check out Knitting Bros podcast.
And he dies.
Sorry, what?
He dies.
No, because he just said something.
What did he say?
Well, he's not dead.
No, he doesn't.
Dies.
Oh, am I that gullible?
Somebody asked what we were binge watching besides RuPaul's Drag Race. We started Game of Thrones over because we watched it.
Because winter's coming in April.
Winter's coming in April. We started Downton over a couple of weeks ago, but we got to like season 4 and then we haven't been back.
Do you guys... okay, for those of you who watch Downton, who doesn't love Mary? Mary
drives me insane.
Awesome. And you know who? Edith is MVP of the show.
The first time you watch Downton, you're like, oh God, Edith. The second time you watch Downton through, you're like,
you see the magic.
Yes, you see the magic.
Yeah.
The only thing about that show I don't like is
she's like the
Mary.
Meg on Meg.
Shut up, Meg.
Yeah, she's like the Meg on Family Guy.
She is like the Meg on Family Guy, but
also we're watching Silent Witness, BBC. Apparently, so we're on. I'm on season 8 or 9. There are 21 seasons.
That's a lot.
But there's like 3 2-part. So there's like 6 episodes in a season.
Yeah. What else? We still need to get back to the Ozarks season 2. We enjoyed season 1.
Yeah.
The red dress, white thing under his eye.
Chambermaid.
Maiden's Tale, whatever.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yes, we need to watch the second season of that, and that's really all we've been watching. I'm trying to think if I've been watching a lot of murder stuff in the house lately.
Oh my God, Lisa is erect.
What? Why is she?
She wants me to use our sexy cowboy fireman fabric for our pillows.
Delicious.
We've got 80-some-year-old neighbors that'll come in and. We don't want them to fall on the floor.
We don't want to give them a heart attack. That's actually a good idea, though. We can do that. What happened?
I'm not killing them.
You're like, I ain't killing them. Well, at least they'll go happy with cowboys.
Oh my God.
Who doesn't want to die to a cowboy?
Lisa, maybe we'll make you a pillow.
We're coming up on almost an hour. Is there any other questions? Trying to think what else. While you're thinking of questions, if you have any, we're going to be at the Sew and Stitch Expo shopping.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say it again.
We're going to be at the Sew and Stitch Expo at the end of this month in Puyallup for a few days.
Well, it starts the 28th. We're going to be there the Friday the 29th. I need a friend to come with me on Saturday the 30th. No, that would be March 1st.
Yeah. Because you're going to take a class, right?
I'm taking a class.
Okay. Because
I'm going to learn how to make the Mariner Star.
Are you guys going to be selling items at the expo? No.
Just ourselves.
We're just going to, we need to be a little bit more to cash. So bring your wallet, cash only. Yeah, we're going to be selling. We're just going to cruise around and he's going to take a class or two the second day.
You know what? We just got read by Don Middlebrook.
Why would they say?
Are we going to be posting more episodes this year?
We're going to try. How do I get a Fiber Hustle shirt? Wild Sam. We don't know yet. We're still trying to kind of think of some kind of logo to go with the actual Fiber Hustle shirt. I mean, yeah. So hopefully someday we'll get that something.
Pam, it'll be posted. No worries. You're with us now.
Yes. Tuning in late, but it's all good. Yes, people are tuning late. You're totally fine. Trying to think if there's any other things.
It's Melissa.
Is it all sewing or any yarn stuff? Chris, the Sew and Stitch Expo is mostly quilting and sewing.
No, it's mostly sewing.
Excuse me. But there is our friend Janine from the Yarn and You has that stuff on lockdown for yarn. So she's going to be the only yarn person there. But I think it's the Sheba guys who are in Seattle. I think they're doing a couple classes there.
Oh, they just got to became
ambassadors. Is that it?
Bernina ambassadors.
Bernina ambassadors. So I think they're doing a couple either crochet or knitting classes there, which I need to look into. And Chris, if you want to look into it as well, and you want to take something, I thought there was something at 8:00 Friday morning, but I didn't look into it and see what it is because
please,
I need to learn.
Please go take a class with him.
Please take a class.
No, I mean I want you to be able to benefit from the expo too. It's not all it's not all about me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and one thing I did last week. Let me know if you guys are interested at all. I took some video of some local yarn stores. Then I was like, who wants to see that? For people that don't live in this area, is that something that you want to see or you don't want to see? Because I went to a couple of local yarn stores, said, hey, can I film a little bit in there? I didn't really talk to the camera at all or anything. Or is it something that I should just add at the end of our podcast or have a section that just says it's a side hustle, it's a local yarn store tour? I don't know if other people get excited about looking at other people's yarn stores or not. So
there's already a couple people that would be into it. They're down for it.
They're down for it. They're down with the clown. Okay.
And so Chris is going to bug Ben.
Oh, okay.
So Ben can come with me and Chris can go with you. And you guys can go do your boring yarn thing.
Oh. There's no big yarn things this year. Vogue Knitting Live is not till next year here. So I'm trying to think what else we have.
Chevy Rao.
Chevis.
She wants to know, have you already said what you guys do for work? And I missed it.
I do not talk about what I do for work. I'm a program manager at a company here in Seattle. I just don't. That's just. I don't know.
I'm a user researcher assistant, and basically I run user studies with participants, and I work with people.
Yes, I work with people as well.
At a technology company.
I lead meetings with directors and VPs and stuff like that, and I do stuff in a cube all day, and sometimes I get to work from home and all that good stuff. One thing I want to show right now, because I have to send it out, I made my mom a hat. It is the Burnaby hat by Brooklyn Tweed. I just finished blocking it.
This was near a rage quit.
It was almost a rage quit. The pattern, okay, so I'm going to enter, I think Chevy and some other people have a first time to me or something like that, knit along if she wants to type it out there. But I learned, this is my first time for me, that I did a pattern, like this is a pattern. What's it called? Oh my gosh. Why do I blank on these things? It's hard being attractive. There's some kind of, you have to read the pattern. So I did that and it looks pretty cool. One thing about the yarn, it is Brooklyn Tweed's Quarry yarn. When I got to the last 7 stitches, it just started to come apart.
It was like sewing.
I had a fit. So I went back a few stitches to rejoin and it just started coming apart. And I freaked out. I'm like, how did I get all the way to here? And it just started coming apart.
It was like he was knitting with cotton candy.
Yeah. And so I don't know if it's just that type of yarn or I was pulling too much. But I don't know if I'm going to use it again because I can't have this yarn coming apart. I'm tough on things. Maybe that's it. But yeah, here's a hat I made. The Burnaby pattern by Brooklyn Tweed. This is the chunky one, and they have it in DK. And she says it's the new to you MAL. So yeah, so anything that's new to you that you're doing this year, you can enter that. And yeah, chart. It was a charted pattern. That's what it was. So the first time I ever did that, and it was kind of fun.
And CJ would like to know dream projects. What would they be if money wasn't an issue?
A sweater that doesn't look wonky when I finish it. It's a dream.
That's it?
It's a dream. I think so.
Say more.
I need to take a class on fitting and how something fits and how I can like how to add short rows to make the neck bigger. So I'm making these sweaters by pattern, but I want to be able to, I'm getting closer to like tailoring things to myself. So like if something says make a sleeve to here, I'm like, okay, I'm going to obviously add a few more inches so I can do that kind of stuff. But I want to be able to tailor it a little bit more. Is that a dream? What about you?
Okay, so
I'm still thinking.
It's funny you should ask that, because if money was not an issue, I would get a 3D printer and I would do like a skeleton so that I could make like high rises. So like just out of like that plastic, I would do 3D shapes and then I would do quilting all around it. I would love to make a huge 3D quilt of like a city scene. I just think that would be awesome.
That would be cool.
Because it's like, I mean, like, it used to be that to enter a quilt show, and again, I have no aspirations to enter a quilt show, but it used to be that you could not really qualify to be in the show if you were using a machine, because you had those diehard people that had everything had to be by hand. Then that went by the wayside, and then you have all of these people that were making all these traditional quilts, but they were using machines. Then all of a sudden you come in with thread painting, you come in with art quilts. Now you even have people that are like painting their fabric. And like what constitutes, what a quilt is. And so like I'm thinking let's add some technology in it. What if my quilt could have lights? It could have, moving things. I just think that would be awesome.
I thought it'd be fun to put the little lights in like some kind of cow, not like super bright like Christmas, but just like the fairy lights. Is that what they're called? Fairy lights. Give me the strength to get through this life, please.
So yeah, so actually, it's like, I mean, dream big. So do some fairy lights.
Is that terrible? We do that all the time. If you think of Three's Company back in the Mr. Roper days, when Jack would come in, he would do this. We do this all the time around the house. We know it's terrible. It's not funny these days, but it's always Mr. Roper doing this and like always smiling at the camera. Yeah, it's funny. Okay.
Oh God, yes. The question everybody wants to know is the beard coming off again in spring?
Yeah, usually springtime I do my little Amish thing. I hate my chin, so that's what I'll do. If money was no object, I would get sucked and tucked.
No, that is a project.
It is a project. But yeah, I'll probably just do the chin strap thing and get rid of the mustache and all that stuff. So it's starting to twist a little bit. But yeah, the beard will probably be coming off in spring. So
okay, so maybe Carrie's saying, Aaron, maybe a retreat with classes that teach you what you want to learn to design your own.
Yeah, I know there's some retreats. I think there's one in August or September around here that I should look into this year. I think it's usually in the Tacoma area, which I think would be kind of interesting to check that out.
Was it Mr. Blocker who invited us and we never went?
It was the gang there that we never went.
It sounded like, so apparently last year there was one that we got an invite to, but I thought it was all knitting and yarn stuff. Apparently they also had a sewing thing right next door. So we both could have gone on a retreat.
Well, we didn't. I don't know how.
So apparently there's a Labor Day weekend in Tacoma, or as I like to call it, Tacoma.
Tacoma. Yeah, I haven't know anything about it, so I'll have to research it. This is a mess.
Let it go.
You're going to help me wind it then.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Okay.
How many times have I done this for you?
Twice.
With 2 arms that match.
Twice. It's like soap opera driving.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. We are at an hour. Well, actually, do we take another 10 minutes because
we started late?
We effed up?
Last chance questions. If you want to put them in there, we will be happy to answer them for you. We'll probably do a normal podcast in a few weeks. I think you're almost finished with something.
No, we're going to try for next weekend. If you give me a deadline, I'm so much better.
I'm almost finished with my second sleeve.
Is that what it's going to look like?
This is the inside because you knit this inside out. So.
Oh, I was going to. Hey, where are the mean girls?
They're there.
They're there.
Rebecca is.
Rebecca, because she's been quiet.
She's watching in disgust. But yeah, so hopefully we're going to podcast in a few weeks, and I'll see if I can do some side hustle, local yarn store reviews. We have some great ones around here, so I'd like to show. I'm not doing interviews or anything like that. Somebody else already does that on the East Coast, so I'll just show you what they look like inside.
Cool.
Anything else? Dan just came in and asked if you were in bed. That's nice of Dan.
What the hell?
Would Dan like to join us in bed?
What the hell are you watching?
Next time, maybe we'll come to you from bed, and we should hire a butler to come in and serve us donuts and stuff like that. That'd be fun.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We love you very much.
We do love you, and thank you, hustlers, for joining us today. It was interesting. Sorry we were late. We're still trying to figure out some things. But we hope to see you soon, and that's it. I got
my God.
We will say hi to Seamus, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, my God, bye. Thank you.